What is going on, everybody? Kevin here for Channel Mana Leak, doing an 8-4 RTR block draft. Plasm capture, that's interesting. I don't think that's unplayable. It's definitely very color heavy. I don't know that there's anything that amazing in this pack. Spike Jester's pretty good if you want to be pretty aggressive. Gatekeepers are fine if you want to get a ton of gates, otherwise they don't do a whole lot. Fatal Fumes is removal. Weapon Surge is fine. Boros Mastiff is fine. I think the Wolf Rider is pretty good. I don't think Plasm Capture is worth anything, but I do like to check, especially if 35 cents. So I actually think it's probably not a terrible card, but it's so mana intensive. I don't think that's what I want to be doing with my first pick. So I'd say I'm into Fatal Fumes or Spike Jester or Wolf Rider. I think I'm going to take the Spike Jester. I don't love this pick at all, but maybe we can be really aggressive. Okie dokie. Pick 2, of course, we could rare draft Steam Vents for a couple tickets, but that's not probably what I'm going to be doing. I think the Bronzebeak Moa is actually pretty good. I played against it before, and it seemed pretty strong. If you watched my other videos, I do think Haunter of Nightvale is just retarded good. I think that's going to be my pick here. If I end up Grixis, I end up Grixis. I'm not married to the Spike Jester pick at all, and this is not really an aggressive card. Bronzebeak Moa I don't think it's better than a Haunter of Nightvale, and this card just overperformed for me every time I've played it, so that's what I'm going to do. Teysa, huh? That's a big body with protection from creatures. 4/4 vigilance, protection from creatures. Alright, that doesn't seem bad. What else do we have here? Clearly that is not very aggressive at all. Other options, a Guildgate, which isn't bad, a First Blade, which is actually pretty aggressive, a Maca, which is also pretty good. I would say for me the choices are between the Maca, the First Blade, the Guildgate, and the Teysa, which I unfortunately haven't had a chance to play with at all. I mean, she seems pretty good. Not unremovable by any means, but how deep do we want to go? She got... I'm going to take the Teysa here. I think maybe one of these cards would be better if we wanted to go like really aggressive, but I do like Orzhov a lot. Maybe we'll play Esper. 2 Haunter of Nightvales and a Teysa. Maybe we'll just go into some Esper. Be a mid-range Esper type control deck. I don't think any of these other cards are really even close in power level. Fatal Fumes is okay. I think Wolf Rider's fine. Weapon Surge is a fine trick, but if I second pick a Haunter, I'm willing to fourth pick a Haunter, especially because it looks like no matter what we do, we're going to be black. So let's see, what do we got? Give and Take. That's probably not something we are going to be doing. Ubulsar is good if you have a lot of gates. I think here, because I'm almost certainly want to play both my Haunters, it's really hard to cast this guy, so I'm going to actually take the Dimir Guildgate. And there's a Warped Physique. I found, I've only done 3 drafts, and one of them was live, and 2 of them are up on my channel, and they were both Swiss drafts, but Warped Physique seems to come around pretty late, and this card is just really, really good removal. I'd be fine taking a Windrake also here, and even Deputy of Acquittals. Looks like we might be in the right colors coming in our direction anyway. The Guildgate would be fine, but Warped Physique is just too good. I don't think this one's any good. Yeah, don't want to be doing that. I think the best card in the pack is probably the Thrashing Moss Dog. The Gatekeepers, again, are good if you have a lot of gates, which we don't. If there was a gate here that worked for us, I'd probably take it, but there isn't. I think Steep Rock is fine, and that's what I'm going to take. Yeah, that's what I'm going to take. Ooh, Possibility Storm. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that. Really, the only thing in here we can even play is the Hired Torturer, or the Clue Stone, I guess, would work also. We're pretty heavy on the casting, so ramp wouldn't be bad. At the same time, I mean, he's not a great wall for blocking. I'm going to take the Clue Stone. I think Protect and Serve is fine for the Protect aspect, and if I really am going Esper, I can play both sides of it. And just, I don't think there's anything else in here that really works for us, so I think it's a fine card. Not super excited about these. I think the Maze Sentinel is probably the worst of the Maze block, and it's a 6-drop. But I'm not going to really play any of this other stuff. Probably, I guess Morgue Burst is probably playable. I'm going to take the Bane Alley Blackguard in case I need some early drops to kind of slow it down a little bit. This one's an interesting pick. Not for hidden strings or uncovered clues, but the Rakdos Clue Stone would be fine. Not that I want to play too many Clue Stones, and I'm probably just going to not play red at all. So I think because of that, the Maze Abomination's probably what we're going to want to be doing. I think this is one of the stronger ones. Having your guys have Death Touch is never a bad thing. I don't think any of those are great, so we'll just take Fixing from somebody. I mean, we're not super locked into anything at the moment. You know, I don't know if it was worth taking the Teysa, but 4/4 protection from creatures seems pretty strong. And its secondary ability is good too. I mean, 7's a lot, but if this creature stays alive, it's really tough to do anything against you. Vigilance, protection from creatures, so it can't be blocked. Doesn't tap when you attack, and then if they attack with several creatures, the creatures that this doesn't block dies, and you get 1/1 spirit creatures. So if they don't get rid of Teysa, and she's pretty tough at 4, they don't get rid of Teysa, she's going to create some problems. So I think, you know, I'd be pretty happy to play Teysa. I can take a Dimir Clue Stone, which falls right in with what we're doing, or a Pilfered Plans. I think they're both fine, but because our curve is so high, I think I'm going to take the Clue Stone. I think both those cards are not good, but the Mind Static is an okay sideboard card, especially since our deck is pretty slow already. I mean, I don't have to play all our high drops, but I think Steeple Rock and the Haunters are both. I think our 5 drops are strong. Yay, an Alms Beast! Ooh, and a Grizzly Spectacle. So this is a pretty strong Orzhov pack, and I do love Orzhov. But let's see, the choices for us here, we're going to take Alms Beast because a 6/6 guy on the ground is strong, even if they do get lifelink. Even if they do get lifelink when they block or get blocked by him, I mean, he's just a huge beast. We're taking the Alms Beast. The hope being the Confessor, Wheels, the Mind Eye Drake, even Shadow Slice would be okay. I love Grizzly Spectacle. I hate passing it right here, but the Alms Beast is too good. I would love to pick up this Grizzly Spectacle, but Alms Beast is just too good. I mean, Basilica Guards, this is a good pack actually for, in general. I would say Ember Beast, Scargild Mage, a lot of good cards in this pack, but Alms Beast is what we're running. I don't think it's super close between this and Grizzly Spectacle, but Grizzly Spectacle, as I've said many times, is one of my favorite cards. And there's another one. So the guy to our left probably isn't playing black because he took an uncommon out of this pack. I mean, the only uncommon I would take over a Grizzly Spectacle maybe is 1,000 Lashes, which would be in our colors. But I think Crypt Gas is pretty good too. I think Crypt Gas is pretty good. We're pretty black, so I think playing the double black in Grizzly Spectacle's fine. Skyjack's good. I mean, there's other good cards here for us, or at least okay cards. But it's definitely between the Spectacle and the Crypt Gas. I'd really actually like to have the Crypt Gas. It ramps into everything we're doing, but I think the Grizzly Spectacle's too good. And right now, as removal goes, we have a Warped Physique and we have one Trick. We have a couple Haunters, which is good, but while I would love to have this card, I'm going to take the Grizzly Spectacle. Okay, so far, it looks like we might be in pretty good colors. Ground Assault's very strong. We're not going to be doing Whispering Madness. Right now, let's see. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and hide the Spike Jester at this time. I mean, we're very black, and then we got 3 blue, 3 white. or 4, I guess, 4 blue, 4 white. So we're pretty evenly split right now in colors. I would say that we probably shouldn't go super heavy into both colors. Orzhov Charm, I think Orzhov Charm, because of the removal, might be the best. I wouldn't mind the Assault Griffin. It'd really be between Syndic of Ties and Orzhov Charm, since we only have 7 creatures at the moment, but I think Orzhov Charm gets us to some of our late game better, and since we do have a lot of big late drops. I love Syndic, but maybe we'll be able to pick up some Extort later. Maybe not. Dutiful Thrall's good. Cloudfin's good. It looks like we're actually in some pretty good color combinations, because not the Dutiful Thrall's that strong, but that's a fairly late Cloudfin Raptor, and the Mind Eye Drake is good. I really like the Mind Eye Drake. We do have a lot of 5-drops. Of course, at the same time, we don't have a lot of creatures to really ramp up our Cloudfin Raptor at the moment. Haven't seen a ton of black other than the Grizzly Spectacle in this pack, so maybe someone to our left is black. I mean, it's definitely between the Cloudfin and the Mind Eye Drake. I just don't know that I want another 5-drop. We're already so deep. I think I'll take the Cloudfin. The other Mind Eye Drake might get back to us. Maybe another Orzhov Charm and an Executioner Swing. I don't really love Totally Lost or Ether Eyes. They're fine. Assault Griffin also pretty fine. But I think a second Orzhov Charm will have a lot of removal. And good. I was just thinking, I'd really like to pick up a Balustrade Spy. There's also a Basilica Screecher, and both of those are really good cards. Why aren't you guys in separate packs? I would say this deck is starting to look pretty good, and these both go really good with what we're doing since we have a lot of black cards. We don't have a lot of 4-drops. I would say, I mean, our removal is listed under 2-drops, but I mean, right now we don't have any really 2-drop creatures. They say the general rule of thumb is go with the low drop, because you can always pick up higher drop creatures. Maybe that's what I should do, especially if I'm going to play a 3/1 first strike flyer, is just pick up the 1/2 with the Extort. Yeah, I like Balustrade Spy a lot, but I'm going to take the Screecher. Now we got another interesting pick. I actually don't mind Corpse Blockade at all, and it'd probably fit into our deck really good, but I think it's going to be the Devour Flesh or the Orzhov Guildgate, and at this point I think I'm going to take the Guildgate. I like Devour Flesh, but we're trying to go deep here. Oh my goodness. Alright, we are going deep. Going deep. It's an 8-4. Obviously you're trying to win, but if this guy hits the game and lives a turn, if you untap and get to attack with this guy, I mean, they have chump blockers, but my god, we're so black too. I mean, he probably isn't going to be that hard for us to cast. I actually like Call of the Nightwing a lot, but we're taking Lord of the Void and we're going deep, boys and girls. Wow. I actually was hoping this would wheel to us, and it did. We got 2 Clue Stones, we got a couple Guild Gates. We need to pick up some creatures. I think, God, am I going to take a Slate Street Ruffian over a Mind Eye Drake? We're probably going to run 18 lands, I think, in this deck too. I think I am going to take a Slate Street Ruffian, I think, here. No, I couldn't bring myself to do it. Couldn't do it. Tried to do it, couldn't do it. Like, so here, even though I like Nav Squad Commandos, we'll take the Sage's Row Denizen. We're gonna try to block the ground up a little bit. I think Last Thoughts would actually be fine for us. I don't really want to play a Whispering Madness. Don't really care about a Paranoid Delusions. I mean, the creature actually wouldn't be bad, especially I got, what, 1 Extort? That's not great. Alright. I probably shouldn't have taken the Last Thoughts. I'm probably not going to play it, but we can play that in a pinch, although I don't really want to, and we're already deep in 5-drops. Alright, Shadow Slice probably won't make the deck, but okay, so we definitely need to prioritize early drops and creatures at the moment. Probably going to play 18 land. Our deck is super deep. Probably not going to play the Last Thoughts. Probably will play a Sage's Row Denizen, unfortunately. Alright, well that will buy us some time. I love a Skymark Rock too. I gotta say, so far these Esper colors are looking pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here for us. Martial law is so good. Both, well, one of my clue stones makes white, and one of my guild gates makes white. We're not that white though. 1, 2. Well, I'm very white, but my deck isn't that white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're definitely blue-black, splash white at the moment. I don't know if taking a march is so good though. It is just so good. Even the guild gate would be good here. My goodness. I think maybe I have to take the Skymark Rock because I need creatures, and I don't know about double white. This card is so good. But I got removal, and I think I need ways to block. I can't believe I'm not going to take it, but I'm not going to. Oh my god. Now I wish I would have taken the martial law, probably. I don't know how I can not take this card. Especially when all my creatures are little dinky guys. Yeah, I think I have to take a Supreme Verdict here, and I guess now I wish I would have taken the martial law, although, I mean, I still need creatures. Alright, well, we're going deep anyway, so double white blue. Wow, that's a nice card, Dreadbore. Can't play it. Nice, though. So there's a lot of good cards in these colors, although here it's either Tower Drake or Knightly Valor. I love Knightly Valor, but in my 5 drops, I guess I can hide a Shadow Size. Probably not playing that. Probably not playing a Maze Abomination either. Alright, sorry about that. I had to get up for a sec. I ended up taking the Tower Drake because I needed a creature. I do need creatures. I mean, we're pretty heavy on late drops. We take a Stealer, which isn't amazing. A Fencing H, which is also not amazing. I think the Armory Guard is probably kind of something decent for us. We just need to hold down the ground a little bit. Here, I am going to take the Azorius Guild Gate. I need the fixing. Oh, holy shit, how does this get here? My god, how does a Skymark Rock make it all the way around? Alright, here I'm going to happily take a Doorkeeper. Yep. I think I'll take a Sewer Shambler. I wouldn't mind the Sundering Growth, but Sewer Shambler fits into trying to keep us alive. Fairy Imposter's not bad either, so I would say this deck's actually turning out pretty good. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, we just picked up a lot of low drop creatures, so we may not even... We probably still will around the Supreme Verdict. We've gotten a lot more white now. I would say this deck feels pretty strong. Maybe it's a little bit greedy to try to go this deep, but I think that's what we're going to do. Anyways... I don't really have any enchantments, but I think Ethereal Armor is probably the best card in there. I guess I did pass a Martial Law. That would be pretty sick in this deck too, but it's going to be tough to make cuts to this deck. I mean, I guess, you know, I can cut some of these guys, but I'm trying to keep the ground under check until I can get to really Lord of the Void or Teysa or Haunters. I mean, this deck has a lot of power. I mean, just a ton of power. But you gotta live long enough to get there. So probably gonna play a lot of my early drops. Probably not an Ethereal Armor, but probably a lot of my low drops to try to stay alive. I mean, we have actually some flyers too, a Tower Drake, some Evasion, Sewer Shambler, 2 Skymark Rocks, so even though I thought my deck was going to really be bad on mid-end creatures, low to mid-end creatures, I mean, And now I'm glad I took the Basilica Screecher over the Balustrade Spy, because even though the Balustrade Spy is really good, I already have a lot of strong 4-drops. Maybe not the Armory Guard, but 2 Skymark Rocks. I must be the only one playing blue-white. I don't really care about a Deviant Glee. I'll take the Stealer of Secrets, although I probably won't play it. I'm definitely not going to play 2, and that card will be kind of a pain, I guess. Alright, so I'll be back with my deck pretty much built, and we will talk about my final picks and what I'm going to put in and what I'm not going to put in. Alright everyone, welcome back. So this is what I'm looking at right now. I have only 14 creatures, and I was thinking about running 18 lands, although maybe with 2 Cluestones, 17 would be fine. I do have 2 7-drops and a triple black. I do have a fair amount of fixing, especially with my 2 Cluestones being on color. So I'm trying to decide basically whether to run this particular deck with Protect and Serve, or whether I want to add in an Armory Guard or a Sage's Row Denizen. Probably would be my 2 choices, since I'm trying to keep my curve not low. Obviously it's not low, but other than my 7-drops, it's not too bad. I might even win with flyers before I get to my 7-drops, which is fine by me. I like Maze Abomination. I don't want to go any deeper though. So I'm either going to run 18 lands as it is, or 17 and add either a Sage's Row Denizen or an Armory Guard. I have kind of a lot of 4-drops, so I guess only 3 creatures. And an Armory Guard would do a fair amount to keeping us alive. We do have a couple Orzhov Charms, a way to stay alive early game a little bit. Most of it's removal though. We're in trouble against a fast deck, that's for sure. A Boros deck would probably just destroy us. Maybe a Sage's Row Denizen at 2-3 will be enough to trade with something or hold the door. In fact, I think that is what I'm going to do and play 17 land with 2 Cluestones. Let's look at the stats real quick. 12, 12, 15. I mean, we're pretty even 3-color, and there's a couple triple black and double white. Well, there's only 1 double white, but let's see here. 5, 5, 4. Oh, I don't really like 4. Our clue, so that's blue, white. Put them in the blue-white pile, black-blue. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 blue. So that'd be 9 total blue. 1, 2, 3, and 5. So 9 blue, 8 white, and 4, 5, 6, 7 black. That is not going to do it for the black. I think even though a couple of our blue are low drops, I think less blue, since we don't need to hit double blue for anything. This might be super greedy what we're trying to play here, but it looks fun, so let's have some fun. Like I said, maybe even an extra land would be a better choice. We'll see how it goes, I guess. That's 5, 6, 7, 8 white, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue, 5, 6, 7, 8 black. In fact, I think maybe even 1 less blue. Well, we do have a lot of early blue drops, so I think that's what we're going to run. That might be a really terrible choice. Maybe I should take out, like, the Sage's Row and add a land, but, and maybe 2 7-drops. 2 7-drops is probably a terrible idea. And maybe Lord of the Void is just better than Teysa. Yeah, but what the hell. We're here to have fun. If I lose an 8-4, I lose an 8-4. So that's what we're going to do. See you round 1.